So I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but when people enchant their gear past a certain point, it actually sends out a world message. So occasionally I'll go ahead and take a look at the gear that people have enchanted, see how lucky they got. I've also gotten a lot of messages from people over the last few days, ever since the Maplestory 2 videos have been doing better. Thank you again, guys, for all the support on the channel. Really do appreciate it. I think we're at almost 9,000 subscribers now. It's too much for me to even wrap my head around, but thank you guys. People have been messaging me asking for help, asking for advice, and I've noticed a bit of a trend. First of all, of course, the most commonly asked question I get is how I got so many mesos, and I've already talked about that quite a bit. There's a few videos on the channel talking about how I got so many mesos, but the next most common thing that I end up getting asked about has to do with weapons, enchanting, and just weapons in general. People are either linking me their weapons to show off or asking for help and advice about weapons. And a lot of times people have unfortunately asked a little bit too late. And I want to go ahead and talk about probably the #1 mistake that people are making after they end up getting to level 50. And it's a pretty simple one, so hopefully after watching this video, you guys won't have to make this kind of a mistake because it's not complicated and it's really easy to avoid. So when you start running Fire Dragon, you're going to get a lot of weapons. It's going to be this Merpogath weapon right here. Every single run is going to end up giving you a weapon. It might not necessarily be the weapon for your class, but if you don't get the weapon for your class, you can go ahead and dismantle it, get these weapon boxes, and 40 of these will allow you to pick a weapon of your class. So you're going to get a lot of weapons. That's what I'm trying to say here. Now, the big mistake that a lot of people are making, and I'd honestly say that right now it's probably the #1 mistake people are making after they get to level 50 because it's going to cause a lot of damage to their wallet. I guess that's the best way of saying it, is that they'll take the very first weapon that they end up getting from Fire Dragon, and then that's the weapon that they decide to go with. That's the one that they stick with. They say, you know what, I got my Fire Dragon weapon already. Let's go ahead and start enhancing it and put all of my Mesos and Onyx into this weapon. And this is a pretty big mistake for a couple of reasons. And I want to go ahead and tell you guys that even though you might get a couple of weapon drops from Fire Dragon, my piece of advice is to try to wait until you get some good bonus attributes. And there's a couple of reasons why you actually want to wait, and it's really interesting because of the way that the weapon and enchanting system works. The game really does want you to wait to get a good weapon to actually start enchanting it. So first of all, once you end up enchanting your weapon past a certain point, it's going to be really difficult to change the bonus attributes. You still can. It's not like it's impossible. There are methods, but it's very annoying. It's expensive. There was some of these vouchers that we ended up getting. These things, these bonus rerollers. That's one way that you can change the attributes on an already enhanced piece of gear. But it's going to be really annoying. When you are still getting weapons, because you're getting one every single run, that's a whole nother chance that you get to take a look at the bonus attributes. But once you've already enchanted it past a certain point, well, you're kind of stuck with it. Now, the reason why you want to go ahead and wait is because not only do you want to try to go for a really good set of bonus attributes, but all the extra copies of the weapon that you end up getting, you want to go ahead and end up saving those. It's not like they're going to go to waste at all, because you're going to end up needing all of these weapon copies in order to enchant your weapon past +10. So think of it this way, when you run Fire Dragon, not only are you getting extra copies of your weapon to see if they have good bonus attributes, but you're also getting extra copies of your weapon so that you can end up saving them for when you do end up getting a good roll, you can use them to enchant it past +10. So you don't have to wait for something perfect, but I would definitely not enchant the very first weapon that you end up getting from Fire Dragon. I've already seen some weapons out there with some pretty bad bonus attributes, and people have already enchanted them to +12, +13. Even looking at the simple roll of the basic attributes, looking at the base weapon attack, if you notice, every single one of these weapons is going to have a different base attack. And it varies quite a bit. This one has 274, this one has 327. That's a pretty big difference. So the bonus attributes and even the basic attributes. So I would try to go for piercing. That's going to be the #1 stat. In fact, I have a whole nother video on the channel from about a week ago where I talk about bonus attributes and which ones are going to be best for your class and all that stuff. But things like piercing's probably the best one. Then things like magic piercing or physical piercing, depending on what spells or what attacks you use, of course. Elemental damage for whatever skills you use. If you use fire damage, obviously you want to go with fire damage. If you use a different element, you want to go with a different element. Total damage, boss damage, attack speed. These are all things that are going to be really good. But there's a lot of rolls that are not really going to help you out that much. Like for me, electric damage, even though that's a really good electric damage roll, I'm playing a wizard, and wizards don't use electric spells right now. They only use fire spells, so having an electric damage bonus roll on a weapon, it's not really going to accomplish anything for my character. So if I went ahead and I enchanted this all the way up to plus 10, plus 11, plus 12, or even further, yeah, I could technically change the bonus attributes later on. It's going to be really difficult, really annoying, really expensive. You know, I've already put in so many resources into it, I'm kind of going to be stuck with it for a while. So I would go ahead, my piece of advice, go ahead and when you start running Fire Dragon, try to get at least a decent set of bonus attributes before you go ahead and start enhancing. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going for perfect because I have this one and I still want better. But at least try to get something decent before you start investing your resources. And don't worry about all those extra copies because you will still need those in order to enchant at plus 10. So that's the biggest mistake. I've already seen a lot of people make it. So hopefully after watching this video, you guys know to wait a little while and try to get a decent set of rolls before you start enchanting your Fire Dragon weapon. Anyway, that's going to be about it for this video. A bit of a shorter one, but no reason to make it any longer than it has to be. So thank you guys for watching this video, and hopefully you learned a little bit about Maplestory 2 and, you know, some things not to do after you get to level 50. So if you guys enjoyed this video, consider leaving a quick like. It really does help out a whole bunch. And if you are new to the channel and you guys want more videos in the future, consider subscribing. Thank you so much again, guys. I don't even know the numbers anymore. I try not to look at them because I get a little carried away, but I think we're at almost 9,000 now. Absolutely insane. Thank you so much, everyone, for everything, all the support, the positive feedbacks, the likes, the subscribers. It's crazy. Thank you, guys. And as I always mention in the last 15-20 seconds, if you want a small chance to win just a little iTunes or Google Play gift card, just as my way, something little that I do once a month, feel free to check out the link in the description that says October giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel for 2 tickets and leave a like or comment on the video for a bonus ticket for 3 tickets and 3 chances to win. And with that all being said, that's going to be about it. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.